Good evening. Welcome to the reading of my short story, Alone. Lucy was a tiny girl with pigeon blue eyes and messy black hair. She was kind of a recluse, constantly in her own world, always alone. She walked to the school alone. She was sitting in classes alone. She took her lunch breaks alone. And sometimes, just sometimes, she was whispering to herself. Other children mostly made an effort to avoid her and only talked about her from afar. "Weirdo," said one boy. "Freak," whispered one girl. "Filthy creature," frowned at her another. We all know that people, and especially children, can be very cruel towards those who are different. Different like Lucy was different. Sometimes she'd overhear mean comments from her peers. She'd feel a crumpled piece of paper hitting her in the head during a class. In the hallway, the shoulder of the popular girl would hit her on accident as she was passing by. And unfortunately, that was not where it would end. It happened in the school bathroom during one stormy afternoon. The weak, occasionally flickering light bulb was struggling to spread its yellow light throughout the roomy chamber paved with blue tiles, over which a black mold was spreading boldly. Lucy was washing her hands over the sink when the four most popular girls in school, as they were calling themselves, entered the room. They slammed the door behind themselves and approached Lucy, who recoiled from them and started moving away. Lightning tore the sky, filling the gloomy room with its silver light, and putting the spotlight on wicked smiles of the four popular girls. Lucy was cornered. One of the girls grabbed her by the hair and threw her on the wet, moldy tiles. "You're such a weirdo," said the second girl. "You freak," joined in the third. "You disgust me," screamed the fourth and spat on her. All of them started kicking her and pulling on her hair. For several long moments they didn't even notice Lucy was whispering something throughout her sobs. "Alone, alone, alone," whispered Lucy over and over and over. When the girls finally heard her whispers, they just started laughing. Not for a moment did they stop kicking and pulling the hair of the tiny curled-up girl called Lucy. "Of course you're alone. Who would ever want anything to do with you?" said one of the girls while laughing wickedly. "Alone, alone, alone, alone," kept repeating Lucy while she was drowning in her tears. But then she suddenly jerked her head towards them and screamed at the top of her lungs, "I'm not alone!" Lightning flashed and illuminated her tear-covered face and her now completely black eyes. Above her was rising a huge menacing shadow whose hunger was palpable in the air. The girls were petrified by the fear that froze the blood within their veins. A wicked smile spread over Lucy's face. Not long after, Lucy was kneeling in the school bathroom paved with red-blue tiles, over which a red-black mold was spreading boldly. She was alone. Thank you for listening to Alone by me. If you liked it, share it with a friend. And I'll see you next week with another story.